Good evening, everybody, and that is not the right one. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rise Up Market Watch, where we have plenty of ding sounds that will not play at the same time as the song will play, evidently. Anyway, it is December 15th. Ding for the ding sound. And Doug, what you? Nice little drinky drink right there. I love to see.
Yeah,
it.
It's one of those days.
What do you think? Where does the market go over the next 4 days? Will, that's a very specific amount. We can give our thoughts.
Going right in, just jumping right in.
Right in. Hey, Will, how are you? Between Ondo, Link, Sui, and Arbitrum, which one would you prefer? We have DCA questions already coming in about, hey, I'm DCAing in Ethereum and BitTensor over 5 years. What are your thoughts? Answer that backstage, and we will address all these questions as soon as we can. But Doug, how you been?
Can't complain. What about you?
Oh, I can certainly complain, but I just won't
complain.
Because I'm an adult and I take my burdens and I keep them inside and I push them down with the weights of my success until it becomes so great and so powerful it releases. I just don't do that until I am in the squat rack and I need to lift the 300 to 400 pounds on my back from the floor to the ceiling.
There you go.
And that's you know what? You know what? Boomers had one thing right. One thing was taking all that trauma, burying it deep, ignoring it until you need to squat. And that's it. Hey, good job, boomers. Anyway, though, therapy's a pretty good idea for most people. Anyway, this is a show where we talk about financial markets. We talk about crypto. We'll do a current state of the market. We'll address some questions as well. And, you know, we'll let everybody know kind of what we're seeing in the charts, what we're expecting. We do have some macro events coming up for crypto stocks, everything that's going to get affected. So we're going to quickly talk about those events that are upcoming, so everyone's aware of them if you aren't already. There's two big ones coming. And then we'll take a look at Bitcoin just to set the table for the conversation. And then we'll field questions here from TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever anybody and everybody's watching this, okay? So lovely. I'm going to pull up Bitcoin's chart in just a second, but the two events, right? Doug, can you guess what these two events are that I'm going to say?
The first one is the Bank of Japan rate decision.
Yep, and that is happening on the 18th to the 19th, which is the end of this week. The other event, Doug, do you know what I'm going to talk about? It's in early 2026.
It's because I believe I listened to one of the shows last week. It is the Morgan Stanley decision on the ETF.
Ding to Doug, correct, and that is on January 15th.
So shocked. I remember that.
Let's talk about the macro environment that we're in, because you'll see a lot of people saying the macro environment is good, and it is.
Well,
January
14th. I never did for all week. I'm like, what is this? What is this?
Power
now there it is.
Sticky note.
Now I got to write on it what it is. Sorry to interrupt you. This is important.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? I'm here to fill those sticky notes for you.
We're good.
Remember now, everybody, we have the Fed is cutting rates. The Fed is doing quantitative easing again, where that is the Fed going out and they're buying bonds, they're buying mortgage-backed securities. It's them taking money, putting it in the market. It's a really good thing for assets. Stocks are doing pretty damn well. Precious metals are doing pretty damn well. Crypto has been sad. Sad time. Bitcoin sad. Bitcoin go down. Bitcoin red for quite some time. Now, this macro environment is good. When the Fed does this, asset prices go upwards. Typically not out the gate, though. And the bad short-term macro environment is what I want to talk about here first, which is the Bank of Japan hiking rates in just a handful of days. Basically, in short, Japan has been the place to borrow money basically for free for 15 years. That is going bye-bye because their currency has been inflated into oblivion and they need to protect their economy. So they're hiking rates. They're making it more expensive to borrow money. This changes a lot of things in the global financial system because now global liquidity is really starting to shrink because that typical place you'd go to for free money is no longer there and it's going away. This is one of the reasons why the Fed is cutting rates to make it cheaper to borrow the US dollar in comparison to the yen, to facilitate liquidity in the global financial system. Okay? So imagine that this is all the money in the global financial system. As the Bank of Japan hikes rates, that ball condenses. And it would continue to condense and create a really, really tough environment for asset prices to go upwards. But because the Fed is cutting rates and doing quantitative easing, that condensing will only condense so much and then start to expand again. And that will result in asset prices going down and then upwards, right? And that's how this is most likely going to play out. That is painting the picture for a nice 2026 after a correction. And I'm talking about for stocks, and I'm also talking about, again, for crypto, even though we have already been correcting. It's just going to be a little bit more pain. Then, January 15th. January 15th, Morgan Stanley is looking to vote MicroStrategy out of the Morgan Stanley Index funds. If that happens, you're going to see a lot of people talking about MicroStrategy selling their Bitcoin, even though MicroStrategy has a year to 2 years. It's about 14 months to 20 months, depending on how they spend their money, before they're in such a dire strait financially to have to sell a single Satoshi. Okay, but everyone's going to be talking about it. It's going to spread all this fear, and you're going to have a lot of people sell as a result. Okay, that could potentially happen on January 15th. So those are the two events. Personally, for me, and Doug, I'd like to get your thoughts at this point. I am looking at things being kind of shitty in crypto until early February, maybe the middle of February, something ish. I'm gonna put like an asterisk and an ish around that timeline, but I'm expecting when Morgan Stanley does this whole vote to see maybe an additional month of maybe some sliding, and then we'll really start to see a solidified bottom. And then spring, we start to kind of work our way upwards. People start paying attention again because the prices start going up, and then people start buying local tops all over again. But not us, because we're paying attention. So that's what I'm thinking. Doug, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm feeling the same thing. I mean, it's almost like just what it's been until, more just recently, chop, right? After that big drawback. And based on the events, like if it was me, if I was a market maker and I wanted to like really just drive home by the way, crypto Twitter's dead. Like it is, we are just at it's not even, there's no anger, there's no nothing. It's just the pulse is not there. So to me, that means more of chop, or also two big moves that basically is pulling you in directions back and forth before clarity comes. However, I agree that your bottom is closer than not, at least manifesting that. Because if it's not, we have a different problem, but I can't go that scenario yet until we get a better feel for what the 70s look like.
Yep.
But yeah,
and also I see the comment here from Mr. Slippers, Clarity Act going to help us big time. Honestly, the Clarity Act could pass and you would probably see zero reflection in price, because price has shown to not react at all to any type of regulation passing in DC. And right now, the Clarity Act is stuck in DC. Miltos, your last video, Will, is so true, bro. I was making fun of cryptocurrency influencers who just like go away when the market's red. Not all of your influencers are made the same, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so the Clarity Act is currently stuck because the Senator Elizabeth Warren side of the camp was trying to put in some stuff that was really going to curtail DeFi's ability to operate in the United States and for crypto businesses to really do business in the US. Obviously, that was a problem, and that's causing contention. So the Clarity Act isn't going to happen until some point in early 2026, most likely. And when it does, it probably has zero impact on price, honestly.
Nothing impacts price anymore for the most part. Just like those bigger events, like it just almost, because everyone's tired. It's like it used to be like little things to trigger stuff, Anyway.
Great question here from Brandon Chance. Not sure if you already answered, but what makes you think the Bank of Japan hike isn't already priced in? I think it is priced in. In fact, I think this has been the most telegraphed, like this is a bearish event ever, right? The only time where the Bank of Japan hiked rates and it was a surprise was 2 Augusts ago. And you saw the markets tank as a result. And it was a huge surprise area because everyone was like, wait, what? I have to pay attention to Japan now? I certainly was. It caught me off. So the actual decision, you're probably not going to see that big of an impact in crypto, in my personal opinion. But the thing is while the decision has been priced in, the actual impact of the event has not. Because again, this isn't just like an announcement for an announcement. This is a constricting of global liquidity that will slowly be felt on asset markets and prices, because this compression is slow, but it is very powerful and strong. That impact of the decision is not priced in. The expectation of it is, in my personal opinion. That, and also right now you have the stock market right near all-time highs, and it's at a perfect opportunity to just use the Bank of Japan rate hike as an excuse to have a normal correction, not a bear market, just a normal correction. But if the stock market sells off, Bitcoin probably sells off too, because the world hates us. And you're like, wait, but Bitcoin's been going down and the stock market's going up. Can Bitcoin do the same thing? Sure it could. It just probably won't.
By the way, I'm sorry, as you just said that, there's for a future reversal, when that comes, or future bull market, you'll see instances where crypto is a leader of a move in a positive direction.
Yes.
We have not seen that in a very long time.
In a very long time, but crypto always responds first to a bull market. So that's another reason why it really pays to be paying attention, because you got to be able to make sure you know what you want to get your positions in order to really, really profit and make a bunch of money.
So much time too. So much time on that.
There's going to be so much time. Just like don't blow all of your stack of stable coins at like one go. You know, dollar cost averaging over like a month to like 4 months is typically a really good idea. Spread it out. Spread the money out that you have, because I might be a little bit better than most people at finding a bottom or a top, but I'm certainly not going to get the bottom or the top. Doesn't happen. I can share. Who cares? As long as you make money, who cares? Are either of you holding Rismus? I don't even know what that is. And
nah, it's out that. Nah,
I hate the name of it.
Pass. It's already done.
Pass.
Already done.
So anyway, I'm going to quickly show Bitcoin's chart, and then let's take some more questions here from folks. So I'm going to share Bitcoin right over here, and I'm just going to simplify my screen, and I'm going to share my screen here on the Tiki-Taki.
I mean, I see it.
So here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame. We have been talking about for a good amount of time this bear flag pattern here. If we measure the whole of this bear flag, and we take it and put it on top of the breakout target, we have a general price target of about $65,000 or so. And honestly, we can make it a little bit worse if we wanted to at $64,000, right? That's the technical analysis breakout of this. And let's just see, you know, let's try to disprove this from happening. So if we do fall down, this could be a general wick down below the 200-week exponential moving average. So the 200-week to the 200-week simple moving average, this is a range of $67,000 to $56,000, where we might have some kind of chop. Do we have precedent in a bear market of Bitcoin going below this? Yes, we do. Right over here in the bear market of 2022, and also in the bear market of 2020. Okay, that has been historically the bottom for Bitcoin. However, historical averages don't mean to happen. But also we have a lot of support here at 61,000 as well on the 55-month exponential moving average. But again, let's try to disprove ourselves. Could it get caught sooner? It could get caught sooner. If we zoom outwards, we have a big old chunk of price action here that it begins at $75,000. I mean, that's, you know, I'm not crazy. That's $75,000.
Yep, yeah.
So is there some support higher up at 75,000 that could catch us? If I zoom outwards, look at this. On the 3-month chart, we have the 12 exponential moving average sitting right there at $75,000 here. So what this tells us from a technical analysis standpoint, which you may want to call astrology for dudes, which honestly, you're not too far wrong.
Astrology for dudes.
Astrology for dudes.
For
technical
charts.
analysis.
Yeah,
Woo,
that's it.
Charts. I'm a Capricorn. You know, we are seeing, hey, like we could see like a $57,000 to $65,000 Bitcoin based on the break of this bear flag and where we're finding some general areas of support. However, we could get caught sooner at $75,000, which is the top of that consolidation zone, as well as where the 12 exponential moving average is on a very, very long-term time frame, the 3-month time frame. Okay, so 75K could catch us at 64, 65 to like 57K range is what to me would be an ideal bottom. Okay, that's what I'm looking at when I look at the chart for Bitcoin. Doug, thoughts?
Same thing. I mean, so for me, it's like it is those lows from November, right? Which was it 70 off the top of my head? 70. Hold on. I don't even have a chart open in front of me. We got
While you do that, Emran, I see your question, but I don't quite understand it. I know it's tough in the comment section on TikTok. If you can explain a little bit more what your question is, I'll try my best to get to it.
So let's do this. We'll do one chart, Will, and then we'll flip back here. Let's do
Okay.
this. Very quick. All right. Dude, I'm mad.
In the meantime, guys, if there are any quick questions, let me see. Mr. Slippers, is Michael Saylor in trouble? I did a video breaking down the balance sheet of Strategy or MicroStrategy. If it comes to a time where they can no longer raise money to buy Bitcoin, and the timer begins of when there's such a lack of liquidity that they can't do that, they have 12, 14 months or so to 20 months before they run out of money completely and have to start selling Bitcoin to continue to fund operations. So I think he's fine. And I also personally think that like folks like Larry Fink and the heads of BlackRock look at all of the Bitcoin that MicroStrategy has and view it as an asset to grab Bitcoin liquidity for things that they want to do in the future. I personally think he's almost gotten too big to fail. Do I still like Morpho at this current price? No. On its chart, I want to see a bottom form. Do I like Morpho in general? Yes, I do. Do I also like Syrup? Yes, I do. Do I like Syrup a little bit more than I like Morpho? Yes, I do. Why? They make a lot of money. So too does Morpho. So why do I like Syrup more? I like Syrup more than Morpho because Syrup has a buyback and burn mechanic, and they buy some of their token off of the market every single quarter. So that's why. And the reason why I'm comparing Syrup and Morpho is A, I've been public saying I like both, but B, they're both lending protocols and they're the two largest lending protocols in the world. BlackRock XRP ETF, I doubt it. But, you know, BlackRock likes to make money. But I doubt they file for one. Right now, BlackRock is only Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they haven't even filed for a Solana ETF yet, which would be like the next most obvious move. The largest ETF filer for that is Solana. Vanguard, however, the second largest investment fund, does allow their customers access to Fidelity's Solana ETF, as well as other XRP ETFs as well. Why? I just don't think BlackRock likes it then. But then again, BlackRock really likes making money, and the XRP ETF has been popular given the lack of people that have filed for it. So in that sense, I think BlackRock could probably stand to make quite a bit of money off of XRP simply from the trading fees for it. I just don't think they would. I can't really tell you why.
No shade to XRP, but like so much more mind space if I just don't think about it. just like it's there. Sorry, but real quick. So here, there's Bitcoin. Take out the lows here. November would be ideal into this like kind of pocket here, which is like a 75-ish, probably lower. Like that's right, 70, let's do 70, 78, 75, like fill this pocket. And to me, I want to see the reaction. Like what happens when it hits here? And if it does bounce, like ideally it would bounce, is then look for a move back up and to reclaim the lows that were there previously. Right here. It's like right there, like 80. So look for that move. That'll be the trigger for me. Just looking at it, just to see strength and demonstrate strength. Otherwise, then the lower levels we'll talk about are definitely in question. But hopefully, looking for the move that is not that.
Yeah, if we pop off the 75K and start, you know, showing some confidence there, then 75K would definitely be your bottom.
Yep. All right.
Also, I saw the question by Emil. I really want a video on Avalanche. I think its fundamentals are getting stronger. Essentially, what you said. I've made a video on Avalanche before, and I like Avalanche a lot too. But the adoption of Avalanche does not drive up. Well, actually, let me backtrack. The really exciting news with Avalanche is that it's getting a lot of adoption by corporations and some countries like choosing Avalanche to build on it. But
Jersey too. Sorry,
What?
Jersey too.
Jersey too.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah! Wait, what's Jersey doing with Avalanche?
I want to say it was. I want to say Monmouth County DMV or titles. I think titles. I can't. I'll fact check myself, but there's definitely something.
Okay. So Avalanche has this subnet technology, and what that enables people to do, it's a really friendly environment to go in and build your own blockchain off of it. However, when you build your own blockchain off of Avalanche's subnets, it doesn't then require Avalanche to run. Those people have to buy a tiny little itsy bit of Avalanche. It's not really a meaningful amount to really reduce the supply. And then when they have their blockchain, you don't need the AVAX token to pay for gas fees. So all of these companies building on Avalanche doesn't really help to drive the price up for Avalanche. Okay, it's I've deemed it and called it before the Cosmos problem, because Cosmos has the same technology and a ton of people used it to build very popular blockchains. And if you pull up the Cosmos chart, it's just abysmal. So Avalanche has that problem, but I think Avalanche is in a better position because there are more people interested in like adding it to the balance sheet of companies and stuff like that. So that's just something. I like Avalanche a lot, but it's the fundamental strength in terms of like corporate adoption of it doesn't help to drive the token price up, which is unfortunate.
One day people will care about fundamentals again. One day we'll care about things again. A little bit.
One day we will, and it's going to be the pit of the bear market. And honestly, I care about fundamentals all the time. They make me happy. Make me feel good.
It's easy because it makes sense. It's like you should be caring about that. Not
it makes money. Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Correct. What about the tokenomics? Shh, sweet child. Shh, don't worry about that. When it's a full-on bull market again, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is how many people make videos about it.
Facts.
Yep. I saw a question here. Oh, what RWA do you like? I mean, like Ondo's the obvious choice for like an RWA, but I can't say I'm like fully in love with Ondo, simply because like there's going to be a lot of competition gunning for it. But it's the first mover advantage. Ondo's the clear name. Other than that, like there aren't a lot of RWAs that are doing as much as Ondo is, so it's hard for me to really like them. But I don't own Ondo, and I probably won't buy it because I view my purchasing of Ethereum and Solana as exposure to the RWA trend. Because I don't really want to pick the diamond out of the rough. I don't want to go and pan for gold and pick the one RWA that's going to do phenomenal. I'd rather invest in the people selling the picks and the shovels, and that's Ethereum and Solana.
Ondo didn't give us condos, so yeah, sorry.
Andre didn't give us condos.
Ondo didn't give us condos.
Ondo condos, yeah.
That was like the thing for a minute. I'm like, yeah, I got like a condo, but no one got condos.
Yeah, Zeb, what time frame do you think will hit bottom and start to move up again? As I said earlier, you might not have been here. I know this is live, but if you're not watching this live, you're like, why are we doing this again? This is a live show. You can catch us live on YouTube, Twitter, here on TikTok, anywhere. So I think we start to find a bottom in like February-ish. Put an ish by that because I'm not entirely sure. February-ish in crypto. And then I think 2026 is largely good because the constricting of liquidity from the Bank of Japan will eventually be outweighed by the opening up of the liquidity from the US Central Bank. Do you think the 4-year cycle is extended into 2026 Q1? I mean, my answer is that, but I think the 4-year cycle is just toast, and we're just like, the market's just kind of doing the market now, if that kind of makes sense. I don't think there's any set pattern. I don't think that it has to do whatever it has to do, and it's just going to do what it wants to do. I don't know, Doug.
So yeah, like on that, like the 4-year cycle for me is almost that. If you have that, like, be aware of it. Like I'm aware of it, but I feel if you are maybe using that as like a proxy, you're trying to validate that bias, or like assume that bias is there, and then you may be missing something else. I'm not saying it's not relevant to pay attention to, but it's easy to get caught up in like that it's trying to disprove that or not. Like Will said, like I don't care. I mean, whatever. Like just kind of looking at what's on the table, which Will described earlier. Like the next 2 months are gonna be very telling, basically, to give us guidance. So until then, go with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I see a request here from Magic on YouTube. We'll take a look at 2 charts for 2 specific altcoins in a second. But before we do, do you ever chat against gold or about gold? We talk about gold all the time.
Love
we also
gold.
Talk about we've been talking about beef for a year.
Dude, I could argue we talked about gold and silver more than Bitcoin in certain areas.
I know, right?
So, yeah.
I think we do actually have talked about gold and silver more than Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're both bullish. Okay, we're good. Move on. They're both bullish.
What's a good time to start dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin? Around 75K? Question by Zilla over on TikTok. I buy Bitcoin every single day. I buy it every single day. And if Bitcoin goes into my historical buy zones, which are when it is oversold on the monthly chart stochastic RSI, I then start taking larger chunks of money and start throwing it in there. And after this month, we will be oversold on the monthly chart stochastic RSI. So my dollar cost average is just like a cup of coffee. oh my God, I can't talk. A cup of coffee's worth just into Bitcoin every single day. And right now it's also going into Ethereum every single day, and it's going into Solana every single day. And if Bitcoin does hit like 75K, which was the question, and then goes into that maybe like 65 to 57K, if that happens, otherwise if we bounce, then we're fine at 75K. But I think if we head down to those lower levels, what I'll do is I'll start probably tripling or doubling the size of my dollar cost average. That's the one thing that I do. I have enough money where I go, hey, cup of coffee worth into these guys. And then, you know, when the market's really, really down bad, I double or triple the size of that. And if I have big paychecks come in, I throw it into Bitcoin. And I'm probably gonna, and I'll do that with Pengu as well, because Pengu is the meme coin that I think, that I like believe in. I like genuinely believe it because it has a business behind it, makes money, and it's the fastest growing IP in the world. So I'll probably do that. And then I'll look for other coins that I want to add to like a riskier altcoin portfolio. Uniswap is what I'm looking at, buying Syrup, Maple Finance, maybe even some Morpho as well, are all things that I'm looking at. But would I wait to 75K personally? That depends on your timeline. My timeline for Bitcoin is decades. So I'm fine buying Bitcoin now, even if it goes down 20% in 2 weeks or whatever, right? Just to pick an example. I don't mean to scare people, but like, you know, that's my timeline. If your timeline is also a decade long position or multiple decades, then start dollar cost averaging now. Like, who cares, you know? But if you're like, hey, I want to sell something in 6 or 9 months, then, you know, maybe you do want to wait for, you know, just like 80K and below Bitcoin. You start there, like that'd be pretty good. But, you know, it just depends on your timeline.
We're on the move right now, by the way. Can I share a chart real quick, or screen very quickly?
Yeah.
I haven't pulled this one up ever, so can you see this? I'll flip the...
I can. What are we looking at here?
All right, so we got across the top, sorry people on TikTok can't see it, across the top we got S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, which I don't like track it, Russell, and then the bottom, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and whatever my flavor of the day is, because this is Rivian. So right now, this is the hour.
Oh,
so like,
God, Rivian's hosed.
The Rivian's, anyway, Rivian's a wild card. Anyway, look at
Rivian.
But futures right now, they're moving pretty quick for, what is it? Oh, I guess the Asian market just opened, because usually futures don't move, especially on the indexes, don't move this much. So yeah, this is interesting. So yeah, I just saw open,
baby.
Yeah, I just saw ETH make a drop down before. It's like a notification went off. But yeah, and gold and silver are super strong. That's no surprises. Yeah. So anyway, just gotta pull that up. But it's interesting to watch late night
Asian
price
markets
action.
Love precious metals.
Yeah.
Love precious metals.
Yeah.
Why can't they love Bitcoin also? Oh well, I'll just get an opportunity to buy cheap. So thanks AJ. Appreciate y'all.
I'm embracing it with open arms. Like I'd like, come on.
Right.
I know this is probably one of the last chances.
Jeff Rascal. Wait, what? Why short on Rivian? Doug, can you pull up the Rivian chart?
I wouldn't. Yeah. Hold on here.
For those of you who don't know, Rivian is an electric car company. They make some pretty good-looking cars. You know, some people. I like them better than the Cybertrucks and Teslas. I'll just say that.
I would agree with that statement.
However, like I still don't really love the way they look, but they look better. They look more like a regular car.
This is the Rivian chart I've been watching for a very long time, and I know the ones I watched for a long time because of the let me flip my screen here for you guys and gals in the TikTok world. Here we go.
Oh, this looks different from what I was seeing on your other screen.
Oh yeah, so the one I'm seeing this is here. That's a 1 hour chart that's here. But this just to call this out. This chart may be one of the nicest stock charts that's out there right now.
I was about to say, this looks nice.
What
you showed me before looked terrible.
Rejecting. I mean, this fell through here for the last literally the year, almost two years. Rejection. Finally broke out. And you zoom in here like this. Look at this. Yeah, so right now I would agree. Yes, this is we're seeing resistance up here, but like this thing is still in beast mode. Like you talk about like something like this, maybe even that or this. Stay above, this 1650 bullish. It looks really nice. It just stuck at the rest of the market.
That's a double top with some bearish wicks right there, so we'll see. That might be a rejection area off of $20 there, but it could come back down to like $16.
Yeah, so even here, I mean, if we trade back below 16, I would be out. To me, this is like, this needs this breakout to really break into fresh highs. But yeah, so the short term we're looking at work right here.
We'll see.
This definitely will pull back. Yes, to your
Yeah.
point. This is nasty.
There it is. There
Yeah.
it is. That's bad. That's
Oh yeah,
the
this is
other
bad.
chart.
That's why this pullback
Oh, that's
makes
the
sense.
1 hour chart. Okay, that's what you said. That's the 1 hour chart. The
Yeah.
1 hour chart for Rivian looks terrible.
Correct.
The like weekly chart for it looks great.
Correct. We are correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad we could sort that. Now, Magic has been very, very patient. Magic over on YouTube asks, can you take a look at Athena and Pendle? And I certainly can. Let me share my screen. Currently, this will have Pengu on it. So let me switch to Pendle. Pendle. Hang on a second.
Pendle used to be a great chart all the time. Like during like 2023 to 2024 early Pendle. Remember my just great chart.
Pendle.
Oof.
Hang on a second. Let's clean this up, and then I'll show everyone on TikTok. Oh, Doug, you got the assist.
I got you.
Appreciate you, buddy. So Pendle's out here just making new lows. Pendle's in price discovery, everyone. It's just in bearish price discovery, sadly. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at the weekly. The weekly chart, God, this thing is just sliding. Dear Lord.
Maybe it's a wedge. It's a wedge, but like,
God, this thing's down 68% already. Let's see. It's got to be oversold in the monthly chart stochastic RSI. No, there's not enough data for it. Shit. The one good thing I would say is that you probably start getting close to a bottom in Pendle probably at some point in January, just based on what I'm seeing at the Moxie indicator do here. The Moxie indicator looks like at this pace, end of January, you might get a long signal, actually. Until then, though, I mean, there's no end in sight here. There's no bullish candle here. I don't know how far down this thing could go. We have no areas of support because we're finding new lower lows here. Pendle at $1.98 could just keep falling for a bit. We're severely oversold on the daily chart. We're not oversold on its RSI though, so that is a telling sign that we have not found bottom yet. But if you can get one bullish candle here and get oversold in the relative strength index, you have a chance for a bottom in Pendle. I just wouldn't touch this yet because there's no bullish candle. There's no sign of this ending just yet. So I'd say wait for the sign and then kind of get back to it. And then Athena was the other one. Athena. Oh, it would be helpful if I spelt it correctly. Athena USD.
Yeah, it's ENA, right? I think that's right.
Wait, is it ETNA?
It's ENA. You got it.
That's it. ENA. I did not have it.
I actually didn't even know the name of it, if I'm being honest. It's just ENA.
It was ENA. So here we go. Well, we do see the Moxie indicator moving upwards, but we do see it breaking support right here on today and yesterday's candle. So this wants to break down because it literally just broke support like right now. Athena could get caught at 19.2 cents potentially, where there's an area of consolidation back here in September of 2024. But let's zoom out on the weekly chart. We're very oversold in the weekly chart stochastic RSI. So if you believed in Athena, yeah, buying it at like 19 cents would be ideal because you have the chance for a double bottom while being very oversold on the weekly chart stochastic RSI. How about the monthly? Oh, yikes. I see no sign for a bottom just yet, simply because the monthly chart stochastic RSI is not in oversold territory yet. It's telling us that, hey, you probably got 2, 3, maybe even 4 more months to go before you like really see a true solidified bottom here for Athena. And it might head back down to like 14, 15 cents or so. In fact, it might even make new lower lows just like Pendle. And that's what I'm currently seeing for Athena.
So no rush. No rush.
Yeah, no rush. Magic, I hope you don't have bags of those. I hope you're looking to buy them. If you are, I would just say, just like Doug, no rush just yet.
And like when that market moves, it moves. Like it was one of the most definitely top 10 attractive markets to follow the past, 6 months or before earlier this year. But definitely, hopefully, still comes back and gives that kind of life.
Magic, I don't know what you're replying to, but he just goes, no, in all caps and an exclamation point. So I don't know. I hope that was a good no. Side
note, one day we need to do a session. I need to learn, know how you learn to chart on a different stream.
You need to learn
I'm curious on what you're on. Yes. Unless you can tell me in like a very short period of time, but I have many questions.
I look at chart one sad and I go, when sad over? When happy go? And then I find with triangle, because triangle, three sides strong. I like strong. I want to be strong.
See, this is how I look at markets. Yeah, it's
like
just
Bitcoin.
like that.
Bitcoin good.
Like I have the respect for the EMAs and the MAs, but to me, I'm like, so I'm curious on how one learns EMA, MA, relationships with them.
Well,
I know
Doug,
it's
for
not,
about $100, you can sign up for that class that I did.
Oh,
actually, I don't even remember.
Can I get a discount? Can I get a discount? No, I need to know how you learned. I want to know how you learned. Like, go way back.
I learned.
Yes.
Oh, I lost a lot of money.
Well, so did I. Well, yeah, so did I. But like, so
I lost like $150,000. That's how I learned.
Oh, I hate we have the same story. It's like,
we have the same story.
I wish you were gonna tell me, Doug, I got the book. I went through the lessons. I found some, 3-4 analysts to follow, and I took notes, and I just like crushed it. Like, nope.
Yeah, Emil, great question. We'll get to what Chainlink does in crypto in a second, but no. So what I did is I at first got into crypto and I listened to what all the influencers said, and I bought all those coins, and I had like 40 or 50 of them, and I made so much money, but I never hit the sell button, and then I wrote it all the way down to basically nothing. I got lucky because one of those coins came back in the next cycle and gave me my first 100x. It was Engine Coin. Bought it at 2 cents, sold it at $2.40.
Microsoft gaming token, right? Is that how that was marketed?
It wasn't a Microsoft gaming token. It was just a gaming token. Okay.
That's how I got sold on that, though. At least at ENJ. Yeah.
But that was my first 100x, and I got lucky. That was just straight luck. But I learned from watching folks like Nicholas Merton, his YouTube channel, Data Dash. I learned from him. I learned from Ivan on Tech. I took his class.
I respected. He was good early on. I didn't have time and patience to go through it.
He was good early on. I do feel like he's fallen off a bit.
I think I got that vibe too, a little bit.
Yeah, but I really liked him because he helped teach me about like the technology of the space.
He's smart as fuck. He's smart.
Yeah, and then it was just like getting a little bits and pieces here and there, a little bit from Crypto Lark, and then I kind of graduated from that. And then just like other people, and then I learned a lot from Philicone, even though he's a raging, not good person. But he's a very good trader, and I learned a lot from his stuff. I'm now currently blocked by him on Twitter, though, so Philicone.
Really?
Philicone,
really?
Fuck you. Yeah, I'm blocked by him.
Wow. I was just gonna say respect to the chart guy, but no, nah.
Nah, he's a really like not pleasant person.
Really?
But
That's
anyway,
so rare.
Great question by VeChain. Also, does VeChain have any role in life? It does. It's actually used for what it is. But let's address that first question of what is the purpose of Chainlink? So Chainlink, first of all, is called an oracle. That's just the term. You don't need to know what that means. But what Chainlink does is it is the plumbing of the crypto space. It helps non-native cryptocurrency companies, like regular companies, and crypto solutions work together. It helps to connect them. It is a bridge builder. It is a data pipeline. It is an integrator. All these things are true. They all describe the same thing. Chainlink makes it possible for traditional companies to get access to Web3 data and vice versa, okay? It's one of the reasons why SWIFT, the mandated international monetary system as mandated by the US empire, system that all banks and companies have to use for cross-border payments and stuff between companies, it uses Chainlink and Ethereum in order to build what it is building now. So you need Chainlink in order to build in this space, essentially, in the modern crypto day. So that is it. And there is no other Oracle solution out there that comes even within, let alone spitting like, I don't know, rock throwing distance or like intercontinental ballistic missile distance even of Chainlink in terms of the amount of adoption it has. It is one of the most critically important pieces of infrastructure in the cryptocurrency space.
I was gonna work there, by the way. Did I tell you that one time ago?
You're gonna work at Chainlink? You didn't tell me that.
Yo, also too, you know how I describe Chainlink? And by the way, all my friends from home hate me because of Chainlink. Because like back then, I was like, yo, this is the one. Yo, it's going to 1,000. Go back to $50. Sorry. Anyway, I describe Chainlink as like the Matrix. So the Matrix is Ethereum, Solana, whatever layer one it is. And Neo is basically real world data. And the plug to connect his head to the Matrix is Chainlink. That's how I think about it. It's like it's basically your data stream. That's it.
Yeah, it's crazy though, because if you've been paying attention to crypto the past like 6 months or so, in that 6 month time period, yeah, we started selling off in October, but before that, Chainlink was actually doing really well from a price standpoint. But before that, it was about like 2 years of Chainlink really underperforming. It was a weird situation where Chainlink is this, everyone knows Chainlink to be this critically important piece of infrastructure that makes crypto work. But the price just didn't do well. And I always just kind of thought about it as like Chainlink just wasn't really sexy enough. Just wasn't sexy enough. Didn't get like the people going. But I do think that moving forward, you do have some more institutional investors finally start to get in it and they go, hey, I like investing in infrastructure plays. What's the infrastructure of crypto? Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink. And those are your big three. Obviously Bitcoin, but I'm not including Bitcoin in like in the infrastructure portfolio. Bitcoin is just like the granddaddy. It's like, it's what you buy if you want an investment in crypto. But if you want something risky, that's a little less so. You buy the infrastructure of the altcoin space, which is Chainlink, Ethereum, Solana. There was another question that I was going to address. It didn't have to do with Chainlink, and I think it was by, BZ commented, does VeChain have any role in life? For those of you who are unaware, VeChain is a very adopted cryptocurrency and a very adopted blockchain, right? And I really mean it by a blockchain solution. It's a very adopted blockchain solution.
That's how I got into crypto, by the way. Like the most attractive solutions. That makes sense. Supply chain, go.
Yeah. So VeChain, I'm going to give you a quick little history lesson. VeChain came out in the 2017 bull market, I believe, if I remember correctly from a timing standpoint. And they were a logistics play only. So they were going to take logistics and supply chain stuff, put it on the blockchain, and they had a lot of partnerships with Chinese companies. And they were doing it. They even had a partnership with, I think it was Chinese Walmart, and they were actually doing it. And in 2017, like VeChain was doing great because VeChain was literally the only cryptocurrency working with traditional companies. It was sick. And then the bear market came, and despite that, it was an altcoin, and it got pummeled despite the adoption, right? That's just how it goes. And then as the market and time kind of went by, VeChain went in this different route because while a bunch of people rebranded for like AI and rebranded for this thing and that thing, VeChain was just like, hey, we did the thing and we're just going to keep doing it. But it was no longer in trend. These supply chain logistics blockchain solutions were no longer in trend. And VeChain kind of fell out of popularity despite having very good adoption and honestly like the only real true adoption. And then what VeChain decided to do is they didn't pivot, but they expanded from supply chain and logistics into sustainability, like the overarching theme of sustainability, green initiatives. And to this day, VeChain pays out a ton of money to people who use VeChain to prove that they are living their lives or managing their companies in a sustainable green way. And it is, again, a blockchain that has gotten a lot of adoption. VeChain has a lot of adoption, but sustainability and green energy isn't, nor has it been a like really sexy trend in crypto. It's not something that gets people going. It's not like the AI trend. It's not like the DePIN trend with render. It's not like, I don't know, like the revenue buyback trend with like Hyperliquid and Aster, you know, or even the Matt Fury meme coins, okay? So VeChain has been a project that has, from a price appreciation standpoint, been cursed by doing the thing that it's really passionate about really, really well, just the market doesn't care for it in terms of a price appreciation standpoint. And it's a shame because VeChain does great stuff and has real genuine adoption. It's pretty cool. Best crypto stock to buy for a bull run. Me personally, I'm looking to buy a good chunk of Circle. Circle is the company that issues the USDC stablecoin, and it's probably going to be the most adopted stablecoin in the US financial empire. So I would like to buy the company that makes it. Not the company itself, but you know, you buy stock, you own a little bit of it. Hey, technically you're buying the company. So that for me would be Circle. But like other contenders, like yeah, you have strategy and MicroStrategy, but you might have a great buy opportunity if Morgan Stanley kicks them out of their index. You have Coinbase. Coinbase would be a great buy too on a discount. Because like obviously they're just going to keep getting more adoption and they're just going to keep making more money. So Coinbase is a great play. Doug, what about any other crypto-based stocks? Anything like anything?
It's funny
big
because I'm like,
missing?
I'm going back. I'm like trying to find my list. How many watch lists do you have on TradingView? Do you have a lot, like watch lists?
I don't have a single one.
You don't have a single one?
I don't have a single thing set up on my watch list.
Respect it.
I just know what I want to look at.
See, dude, I have probably 37 and multiple systems with colors tagging things, and these are ADHD things. It's the worst.
These are ADHD.
I like the hey, just do the one. That's it. And I have multiple versions of the same chart saved with different squiggles. So it's a constant challenge. To answer your question, I can't find my watch list of the crypto stocks. Then I would be able to answer.
Okay,
But I don't have an
if
answer
you want
for
to
you.
look it up, okay. Well, I see Chloe also asking a question here, but the graph, GRT. So the graph was like the first AI coin, if you really want to call it that, before like the AI trend was ever a thing. Because what the graph was all about, and still is about being a data aggregator. So the graph came out like, I think 6 years ago now at this point, 4 years ago, something like that. And what it does is it takes blockchain data and it preps it and prepares it for analytical use. It's something that like a data scientist or an analyst, someone who's about to do some type of modeling, will want to go and grab that data because it's pre-prepared and ready for analysis. And that's a very, very, very important and a very, very, very time-consuming thing in the analytic process, which I'm familiar with because I used to work in the AI machine learning software space for 7 years, 6 years, 7 years, something like that. So this is like it was a really cool thing. The graph did great from the start, but now it is a coin that has just kind of gone the way of the dodo. No one really pays attention to it. Personally, if I was looking to buy an AI coin in a bear market, I probably wouldn't buy the graph. I don't know what I would buy though. Honestly, I'd probably take a look at Virtual's protocol. If I was going to buy one AI coin in the bear market. Even though I don't think they're really doing a whole lot anymore. I just think that it's like the only AI coin in Base. Base will get a bunch of people. Base will have money flowing through it. Virtual's protocol probably pops off at some point again.
Yo, I was the
At least enough to
easiest.
make money off of.
I was the easiest target for marketers back then, like 2019, 2020. Because like how I described the graph, which is not accurate, it's the Google of blockchains. Whenever someone said that to me, I'm like, oh, got it. I got to get that. So, dude,
I gotta get that.
back then, I was just like, so easy. It's like, this is awesome. 2020 was so great. The beginning of it was so good. It was so great.
2017 was better. We were decentralizing dentists, and it was super cool.
Oh man, things have changed just a little bit.
Things have changed. Can we get TA on Chainlink? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Radha Murali, I9L, I think, or I9I, asking on YouTube. Can we get a TA on Chainlink? We sure can get a TA on Chainlink. I appreciate your comment over on YouTube. Let me take a look here and let me share my screen on the old Chainlink. So let me see. I haven't looked at this in a while. Hang on a second. Let me delete this.
Slow. I'm like not like just. I guess a lot of charts look like that.
Let me see. I have this line drawn here at $11.36.
We don't want to go back down to there.
Here we go. This is the monthly chart for Chainlink. A key general zone of inflection here, $11.38. It looks like we're getting smushed below it. What makes me think that is we are being held below the 55-month exponential moving average. And if we don't end this month above it, we probably just continue to get smooshed down. Now, if we pull up our indicators, we can see that we're starting to get oversold on the monthly charts, stochastic RSI, but we're not entirely oversold yet. So again, telling us that, hey, we're getting close to a bottom, but we're not at a bottom yet. If this area breaks, again, that is $11 and basically 36 cents. The next major area of support is this consolidation zone, which is sitting at a top of $9.90 with a bottom at $5 basically. So you're looking, general rule of thumb, $10 to $5. Some sort of bottom is going to be found there with a lot of support right here at $8. I would say $8 Chainlink is probably the most important inflection zone, as Chainlink looks to most likely break the support that it's in. But let me see if I can find an additional point of support here. Oof, tough. So there's an additional line of support here on Chainlink's chart starting back on the monthly candle of August of 2024. And it was respected 3 times. It kind of broke last month, and it looks like it's maybe breaking here, but this is the key inflection point because it slammed up right up against the 55-month exponential moving average. This is a what's the word? It's like a what's the word? There's too much pressure, right? It's just being really just like contained. It's about to pop. And it's gonna happen this month or next month. Compression, that works. I think we got off. I can't talk. Words are hard today. But I think Chainlink at like $8 would be like a really interesting buy, and then starting to dollar cost average in case it does go lower.
Do not go back into that range from 2022 to 2024, that 18-month range. If you want to study a range, study that period of time, that 18 months. That was that.
3, 4, 5,
oh
6,
my
7,
gosh.
8, 9, 10,
I think it's around
11,
18.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16 or so.
16 is all right, but it was painful. One of the biggest traders I'd learned from, his name's Loma. He was watching it for 2 years, or for the whole time. And when that breakout happened, I remembered, and he actually missed it. Later got in, but it was just one of those things where it's almost like it was just so tiring because it was the same thing every time. Where it was a false breakout. That the time it didn't, it was just
false breakout, false breakout,
yeah.
false. Dear
we
God.
do not want to go back there. Do not go back there.
Poor Chainlink holders. But hey, if they held that entire time, they hopefully made some money. Link target $150. Not anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get back to 50. Just get back to 50, please.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, that is the TA on Chainlink. While some more questions roll in, I just want to tell everybody that if I did not get to your question tonight, you can head over to the Circle community at rumshq.com. I can't talk. rumshq.com, rumshq.com. You can join for free. Ask your questions there. I can answer you, or other people will get to you. Also, I would like to take a quick moment to thank sponsors of the show that make this possible. Arculus for cold storage, Polygon doing some amazing things on the layer 2 here for Ethereum in the DeFi ecosystem, and also Pokemon cards, and also gambling on Polymarket. I also have Unlock Protocol, the White Whale, as well as Jito for staking with Solana. So we appreciate all of you. Zcash. Zcash has been getting talked about a lot lately. And honestly, I'm not quite sure how it all started. I have to talk to Evan and Alex about it. I just saw some people talking about how like Zcash was going to save the world. And then people started diving into Zcash. But here's one thing that'll happen in every single bear run. You'll have like 1, 2, or maybe even 3 coins that will still do really well because the entire market dives into them like a life raft. And then all the money goes up, and then it all comes crashing back down. And it's typically manipulated. It's typically manipulated by whales who need enough liquidity to come in so that they can execute their trades, and they fabricate a pump. Now, I'm not quite sure. I can't remember if there was something that actually happened for Zcash. I'm not entirely sure. Zcash is one of my 2 absolute favorite privacy coins, the other one being Monero. And but the thing is I personally don't touch privacy coins, because I feel like if you buy privacy coins, you're probably far more likely to get audited by the IRS. And I don't want to do that. So I don't touch privacy coins. And honestly, I don't really pay much attention to them.
Thanks for that memo. Because like,
you've been playing with privacy coins?
Charts, honestly, I could care less about the ticker. Like, it's almost like if the ticker wasn't there, the chart's strong. Like it could be beef. It could be beef. Wait, it went up.
Let's see.
I haven't looked at it in weeks. I don't want to look at it because it went up, and then I'm kidding. You want to pull it up? It went up and it went down.
Too bad. I'm pulling it up. You're gonna look at it.
It's one of those. It's your narrative, right? That's your point. I mean, it was great. It was so great.
Oh my God! What the hell? Wait, is this a real chart? This is the monthly chart for Zcash.
Yeah, dude.
It went back up. It went back up near its like 2018 high.
This chart was, like I'm saying, forget the ticker. Like, it was one of the strongest markets this year. Actually, it justifies it being art, if I'm being honest.
Look at this. This is the monthly chart. This is 2018. It went back up to its damn near 2018 high.
Crazy.
Holy shit. In the past, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4 months, what did it go up? It went up by 1,700%. What? Well, hey, get ready for Zcash to go back down to $139. It's gonna come back to these key exponential moving averages at some point on the monthly chart, guys.
Zcash was as impressive as Farcoin to me in regards to just like all the charts, like beautiful, just art. Yeah. Respect the chart.
Yeah, well, if you really liked Zcash at $400, you're gonna love it at 140 or 180. But yeah, that is absolutely crazy. God damn. I'm gonna have to talk to Evan and Alex to see if like something happened. Something got news dropped. Is ICP more likely to go to 0 or hero? Well, seeing as how, oh wait, is ICP more likely going 0 or hero? Neither. ICP is doing exactly what the Ripple Lab strategy is, which is, hey, we don't have to do anything anymore in order to make money. We're just gonna sell our token supply a little bit, and we're gonna let the community that made itself online hype us up, and then the price will pump a little bit, and then us, the Definity group, will sell on that and just perpetually fund our science experiment, and then we get to make a bunch of money. So is it gonna go to 0? No. Is it gonna be a hero? Also no. That's the way of most of these crypto companies, honestly. They just find this infinite money glitch, and then they just kind of ride that off into their sunsets. Anyway, Solana TA. I saw a request here. Let's do a quick look, and I saw a few people request it.
Sol is weak. Sol is weak.
Sol is weak. So here is Solana on the daily time frame. We had a massive bear flag here. Let's see. Did we get to the bottom of our bear flag? Actually, let's go to the weekly chart to make this look a little bit better. Massive bear flag here. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, this isn't done yet. But the thing is that would then take us to like 0. So I don't believe that's gonna happen at all. Okay, erasing, getting rid of that. That's not useful. Pulling up our indicators here. Super oversold on Solana stochastic RSI while we're holding support on the 200-week exponential moving average. Usually a very, very good sign to be dollar cost averaging at that time. The monthly chart though. The monthly chart has broken the 21-month exponential moving average with confidence, and it has not quite returned to the 55-month exponential moving average, which just populated for the first time this month. That is currently sitting at $106. I personally would very much so expect Solana to go to the very least to about $106. The monthly chart stochastic RSI is oversold, but is not entirely oversold. What I'm concerned with is this entire region here, because there's nothing, there's no price action here filling these 4 or 3 green candles or so. And typically price goes down and fills that like blank space. Not always, but typically. And that makes me nervous. I could see, a potential rebound for Solana of support here at $93. I really do think you're going to see a sub 100 Solana. But support starts to build for Solana starting at 106, down to $96, all the way down to then $80 for Solana is where you start seeing some like real strong potential support. But like Solana looks really weak here. I mean, let me get rid of these two lines for a second.
Well, I'm growing up when Solana goes below 100, I'm selling all my Lego and I'm buying Solana.
I mean, you should. Selling all my Lego. But here's the thing, like you have a very strong double top here, a long wick down, clearly a lower high, strong bearish momentum. It looks like Solana really wants to continue to break downwards. And I bet you see like $80 Solana again. I mean, like, oof, if things really got bad in crypto across the board, like $42 Solana. But I don't know if that's in the cards. I don't know if that's in the cards. That might be too bearish, even for me.
Hey, everyone, just be thankful. Do you have the opportunity to grab Sol below $100 again? Like I didn't. I was wrong there. I thought it wasn't going to happen again.
Be like Amy Street. Amy Street sold her car and bought Solana right at $8.
Did she really?
She did.
I didn't know that better.
Baller move. Yeah, she sold her car and bought a much cheaper car and took the leftover money, bought Solana at $8.
Wow, I'm impressed by that.
Yeah,
thank you.
No, she like really dedicated.
Will, speaking of Lego, I got to show you. Look at it. Ready? Look at it.
Oh,
Just
hell
like
yeah.
that. There we go.
Show and tell. More Legos.
Can't go wrong with the Wally. Oh, and we got Eva too. Got Eva. See?
He's got to have his girlfriend.
Yeah. We're good.
Otherwise, they'd be sad. Does it make sense to dollar cost average into coins, or just wait for a full bear market? Jay Pizzle, depends on the cryptocurrencies you're looking to invest in. It depends on your time horizon. If you're like, hey, everything's on sale, and I always told myself that I was going to buy Bitcoin, and your time horizon is 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, then yeah, I would say buy Bitcoin now and start. Buy once a week and expect to do that for 6 months. Or if you're looking to buy altcoins, I would say definitely wait for like a very confirmed bear market, because otherwise you're going to buy an altcoin, then all of a sudden it's going to go down another 60%. Personally, I buy Ethereum and Solana every day too, but to me, they're going to be just fine.
We got time. We got time.
I'm adding to long-term positions right now. I am not doing anything short or even midterm at all. In fact, I doubt I make a trade over the next 6 months.
I've made a trade in like weeks, because it's just almost like we got time. There's a good time to learn too, by the way. Anyone new? Best time to learn now, whatever it is.
What are my thoughts on quant? It's doing nothing.
Oh, I saw your ISO. I saw your ISO video before this morning.
Oh yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, like, so that wasn't a comedic one. That was like an actual.
I know.
I threw some funnies in there.
You did. You did. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I was talking about why the ISO 20022 narrative is terrible. Not necessarily the cryptocurrencies associated to it, although I have my opinions on those. Like, I'm not a fan of Quant because it's not really doing a whole lot. I'm not a fan of XRP, even though it has a great brand. I think it's a great coin to trade. But there are some coins like Algorand has some good stuff. Stellar has some really good stuff going for it. Stellar is my favorite of the ISO 20022 coins, but it's a really dumb narrative that's like really lazy. And also, for those of you who are unaware, it's a messaging standard. This ISO garbage. It's a messaging standard that has been standardized across the global financial banking sector and like global anything having to do with finance. It has to use this messaging standard now, which is a good thing, right? All the banks can talk to each other in the same message. It makes things faster, reduces errors, yada yada. And the message was in the crypto space, oh, only the ISO 20022 compliant blockchains will be adopted by the institutions because they need to be. The thing is the blockchains don't need to be. Ethereum is used by Swift and JP Morgan. Solana is used by Visa and JP Morgan and Franklin Templeton in a way that is compliant with ISO 20022 compliancy and regulation. Because the blockchain can just settle and be the security layer. This is a compliancy for messaging, which means that the company that sits on top and is using Solana or Ethereum does the messaging in the way that's compliant, then that's fine. So Ethereum and Solana are used in a way that's compliant for this. So if you ever hear anybody go like, yo, this coin's gonna go up because it has to be ISO, no, it doesn't. And they don't know how to use fucking Google. I'm sorry, I've been hearing this ISO 20022 bullshit for 2 years now, and I'm just like, you have Google. You also have AI cooked into Google now, so you can really be like, hey, Google, is ISO 20022 compliancy important for cryptocurrencies? And it's gonna be like, no. And you're gonna be like, oh, thanks. Instead of making a video.
Grok might say yes.
A bunch of people to like lose a bunch of money. I would say yes.
No, it's like Grok might. Grok might.
Oh,
no.
Grok might say yes. Yeah. Dude, I still remember the day when Grok turned into Mecha Hitler.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Grok turned into Mecha Hitler.
this is when, even then, memes were kind of on their way out, but I love memes then because like it was just so obvious. Like, yeah, like just crazy times. Nothing like that anymore. It's all just like everything.
Nothing
sucks.
like that anymore. Now
Everything
it's just,
sucks. Everything sucks.
I do feel
that sucked though. We don't like that.
You used to have like a bunch of people on Twitter just being like, oh yeah, you just go out here and post your AI slop image. I'm like, hey man, like these AI slop images, just because it's made by AI doesn't mean that it still wasn't cool looking. You know, it's just like, I'm kind of over the AI slop hate. Like some of that shit looks cool, man. I don't give a fuck.
I go back and forth daily. But I'm actually more enraged at the AI slop of the corporate email and the presentations than the AI slop on the Twitter.
William, can you give your thoughts on Injective and Fetch? Man, I haven't thought
about
Fetch
in 2023?
Yeah,
bring me back.
So this happened last Monday as well. A lot of comments about coins that were hot in 2023. And Shark, you can probably guess what I'm going to say. I'm not a fan of Injective or Fetch at this current point in time. And when I say coins in 2023, you will have cryptocurrencies. And this happens every single cycle, if you will, where you'll have coins that are hot then, and you're like, well, it was hot before, so they'll get hot again, right? And they never do. You know, I'd say 99% of them don't ever really pump again. You have like some rare exceptions, some coins that are actually getting fundamental adoption, still have a strong community, yada, yada, yada. This cycle, Algorand came back, Hedera came back, XRP pumped again, you know, all those kinds of things. But they're exceptions to the rule, and the rule is the coins that were hot at one point will never be hot again. And Injective and Fetch are coins that are probably in that category. If you have AI coins get really hot again, I think Fetch has a higher likelihood of bouncing than Injective does. But Injective hasn't been a coin people have talked about really since early 2024. You know?
Everything's sad.
Is Shiba one of those? No. Shiba is one of those meme coins that escaped velocity. You have Shiba, you have Pepe, you have Doge, you have, I think, I would include Pengu in this as well. You have Floki. Like,
which are probably bigger than FET, by the way, if I'm being honest, off the top of my head.
Yeah, they all might be.
They all are actually. I'm thinking about it.
They all are. That's awesome. But like all those meme coins will pump again at some point. When meme coins get hot, all those meme coins will get hot. Maybe not all at the same time, but they will. And that's just the nature of meme coins. The meme coins that survive the hellscape and absolute graveyard that is pump.fun and that kind of bullshit do end up sticking around, right? I don't think Fartcoin sticks around. I don't think
coming back. Don't you say that.
I don't.
Don't you say that. I
don't
will.
think Fartcoin comes back.
I'll make a gentleman's bet that it will come back.
I will bet you $5.
$5.
$5 bet.
Let's do $5. I think Fartcoin will be back. I don't have a chart in front of me. I'll give you a price, but like it will be alive again without a doubt before the end of next year. Like seriously alive. Like alive that. Okay, it's
seriously alive. No, we can have a judgment call on being
okay. And I'll judge fairly. I'll with bias and check. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we'll take a few more questions here, and then we'll take our Dogs and Pony show and ride off into the sunset. My thoughts on SWE. SWE is an interesting one because I was getting really worried about SWE throughout the majority of this year because I like watching fundamental adoption of cryptocurrencies. And the amount of SWE tokens that were being brought on chain and like used in its DeFi ecosystem were drastically falling from like the end of 2024. It was like October 2024 until like very recently. However, in the past couple of months, the amount of SWE tokens on it have started going up again. So the DeFi ecosystem has started to build again on SWE, which makes me feel better about it. But otherwise, I was putting a big red flag on SWE for like a whole year. I was like, we're in a bull market, and it's not getting adoption in a good way. But we'll see. That's one of the reasons why DeFi Llama is probably going to be. It should be. It's mine. It should be your number one used most tool in the bear market to figure out what's actually getting adoption in a good way. Thoughts on Zora? I only hear one creator talk about it. I don't really care about Zora at all. For those of you who don't know, Zora is a social media decentralized platform that is like trying to be like an Instagram-y Twitter kind of thing. And I've used it. I've posted on it. And the reason why you see only one creator talk about it is because like creators can make more money on it if there were actually people. But the thing is, there aren't people there. Like no one's using it. And Base talks about it a lot. So I'm sure that person's probably paid by Base, would be my guess. I don't know this person. I don't know their name or anything like that. That would be my guess. I'm guessing they're being paid by Base. But yeah, I'm not particularly bullish on Zora. Not particularly bullish on Zora. It's harder than ever for new networks to catch steam. A new one launches almost every day. Fody, the stock unlocked, you are absolutely correct. I say we do not need any more layer 1 cryptocurrencies. We don't need another Ethereum or Solana. We don't need another Hedera or Algorand. We don't need
stable
another
coins either.
Stellar. We don't need another ICP. We don't need another SWI or Say or Aptos or Movement Labs. We don't need more layer 2s for Ethereum either. No, just like we have enough. Let everything die that should die, which is most of it. And let us just build on the winners and make the winners the best. And like, can we all just pick like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them and just have those be the things we build on?
Before we said 6-9, I heard you say 6-8. I'm like, he's gonna say it at some point. He's gonna say it, and you just said it. Damn it. Quick note: we actually didn't get a chance to talk about the blockchain, the bridge from Base to Sol was like a week and a half ago, maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, like I know it was a lot of FUD back and forth. Solana being like who cares? Like to me, I'm like that was. So I actually now am interested in Base. Like I just love the quick ability for that, banker, all the things that quickly, present in the Sol ecosystem and like seeing liquidity flow. Like we should be applauding that. Like I think so. Yeah, I'm now wanting to follow the base world. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know. I'm just always curious, like what's really going to grab my attention in the bear market. Because I was paying attention to Base in 2023 and did great with Aerodrome and then watched Morpho and all that kind of stuff. And I'm curious to see like what really gets the fundamental adoption. I think you see major consolidation across layer 1s.
Oh yeah.
I think you see. I think Ethereum and Solana do great. SWI's building up some momentum, but like Avalanche has a lot of adoption going forward as well. And like we'll see how it goes.
Like seven's probably the max. I think that has like market viability, but like they'll end up being like 5 or so that seem like to be the clear leaders.
What do you think? What do you think are going to be the 5? This might be a good final thought to end on.
I actually don't have a good take on them because I don't.
Well, Ethereum and Solana are going to be 2 of them.
Ethereum and Solana, and I would say just indirectly. Avalanche, I was saying indirectly Base too in some way, but consider that basically Ethereum. Yeah. So
because I mean, like honestly, if you're looking at Ethereum, it is Base, it is Polygon, and it is probably Linnea.
So then I would say to answer your question, then I would say alternatively is AVAX and I think ARB in some way. I just don't know the ARB tech, unlike how because just interacting with Hyperliquid and it's there.
I never think of Hyperliquid as a layer 1, but it is a layer 1.
Yeah.
Fody from Stock Unlocked, you are correct. Hyperliquid is. Yeah. I just never think about it as a layer 1. I think about it as like a perpetuals exchange only, but you are correct. Because
it works. That's why those like the tech works. I'm like the only reason for AVAX for me is that I'm hearing it like, hey, it's in Jersey. It's like I'm joking aside, like it's all over, and there's actual like real world use cases. Like, hey, that's cool. Like that makes sense. No one cares about it. That makes sense. Like that's why to me it's definitely up there. So that would be my 5.
Yeah, for me I would go. I mean Ethereum, and I'm just going to include the layer 2s in there. Solana, Avalanche, those are my 3. 2 more. I'll do one that's like a surprise one, just because like I think there's such a huge distance from Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche in just like whoever's next. But there's an argument actually for Stellar because MasterCard's using them. There's an argument for SWI because it's getting some adoption and it's like actually the only thing that's kind of close to those 3. Hyperliquid, I think you can definitely include Hyperliquid there in the 4th slot. But like I'm gonna pick. Oh fuck no, it's a layer 2. God damn it. I was gonna say like Abstract would be the wild pick, but it's technically a layer 2 for Ethereum.
I did use that the other day when I think you shared that you got an account in there, right? I think to stream, and I was curious to at least get on and like understand it. It was smooth. It was nice.
Is
smooth.
And like those Pudgy Penguin guys are fucking building still, so you know it's
Love the
probably just
builders.
gonna get better. They it's interestingly enough, Disney just launched like an NFT collection over on Abstract, and you also have like the Korean K-pop group. I forget which one it is. They've been doing some shit on Abstract, and there was one other thing that Abstract did recently. What was it? But apparently they have like Abstract version 2 coming out soon, so that'll be interesting to see. But like they're just so well connected with so many people. It's just like I feel like they're probably closer than others to getting some kind of adoption to like actually be competitive to base in Polygon. And I saw a comment there like, what are your thoughts on Polygon? Polygon's token as an investment versus Polygon's solution, I think are two different things. Polygon's solutions are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. And Polygon is like the only blockchain that is actually onboarding people in a meaningful, gigantic way.
But no one cares.
With
we don't
Courtyard in Polymarket. There's a messaging problem there. I think a lot of thematic investors got left by the wayside when they switched to the POL token, the POL token. And it kind of divided the community and then divided the coin holders. And I honestly think that rebrand was a mistake.
Bring back Matic.
In terms of being able to have price go up. Now it's a messaging standpoint, and they sponsor the show, and I know exactly what they're working on to try to spread the message. What Polygon is missing is a community of creators that talk about it, right? XRP doesn't have any adoption at all. It has a ton of people talking about it all the time. ICP has no adoption at all. There's a small but very local amount of people that talk about it. Jasmy deserves to not exist in any way, shape, or form, but like a lot of people talk about it, so like it popped off, right? And Polygon, it needs that piece if you want to see the POL token start to really go up in value. Because they have the adoption. They have the solutions. They just did a big upgrade recently. And you're probably going to see more and more and more institutional adoption of Polygon. And more businesses build on it. And more people use those products. The thing that would be really interesting in order for the POL token to do phenomenally well would be if they introduced some kind of buyback and burn, because Polygon makes a crap ton of revenue. If they were to copy a little bit of the Hyperliquid model and they were like, hey, we're going to do a buyback and burn, it's going to happen every single month or every single quarter, we're going to buy some POL token, burn it, yada, 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 something like that, that would really start to lift the POL token upwards and start to garner some attention. Combine that with the marketing strategy that I know that they're going through now and really revamping. It's going to take some time to kind of tweak that because they're doing some things that they have never done before. They're going to figure out what doesn't work and what does work. And one of the things that's working so far is this show, which is great. And we'll see. But they need more people talking about it. So without that piece, POL is, as a token, it's just like, it's just missing that one piece. If you put that puzzle piece into the slot and you get people talking about it, or you introduce that like a very strong buyback and burn model, which also helps the people talking about it, like the POL token could really, really genuinely do something. It's just missing that little piece right now. In the meantime, they build great products. You can earn amazing interest over on Katana. You can rip some Pokemon cards. You can go gamble on just about anything on Polymarket. It's pretty cool. But anyway, guys, that is the show for the evening. So thank you so much for attending time with us. Doug, I kind of asked you for your final thought. I did mine as well. But do you just have anything else you want to share?
No, enjoy the holidays. Like, get ready for the holidays. Like, there's the crypto's not going anywhere. We'll get clarity end of the week and then shop, New Year. Who knows? Just as right now, take a break. It'll be fine.
Yeah. There's a lot of macro headwinds coming. There's going to be some pain. There's going to be some excitement. But,
nice.
You know, step away, hang out for Christmas and Hanukkah and to have a good New Year's and stuff. And then just kind of get ready for being in a mental, physical, and spiritual place to really start 2026 off really, really well. And take a look back at this entire year at the mistakes that you made in trading, but also any mistakes that you made. And, you know, figure out how you can get better, right? Were you missing some education? Where can you go to fill that spot?
Dude, visors.
Yeah.
You got some
The
sweet visors.
over on TikTok. Nice.
Yeah.
The last thing that I'll say is financial wealth is great. Physical health is always better. So take care of your bodies. Spend some time with loved ones. And that's the show tonight. Thank you so much. Do good things. Be good people. Make a bunch of money.